Mark, you were at the Amex yesterday, weren't you? Villa really limping towards the finish line, aren't they? This is not looking good.
Yeah, obviously big injuries to some key players as well. That was Villa's 53rd game of the season since their first Premier League match on August the 12th. It's just 1 win in 5 in all competitions. And yesterday really was disappointing. Just 2 shots with 1 on target against a resilient Brighton side. It really wasn't the performance you'd expect from an Aston Villa who have been absolutely superb this season. But Unai Emery was super positive after the game, which I think surprised a lot of people in the press room, particularly when you look at the current situation with regards to injuries. It was something that Roberto De Zerbi said. We didn't really see the real Aston Villa because of their injuries and the fact that they'd played in the Europa Conference League on Thursday night. This is a situation you can see big players. Emiliano Martinez out at the moment with a hamstring issue. However, Robin Olsen, who deputised, did really well, so that's one positive. Tyrone Mings, ACL. Boubacar Kamara, ACL. Yuri Tillemans with a groin issue. Jacob Ramsey with an ankle problem. Buendia out with an ACL as well. You can see the list. Zaniolo with a knock. He suffered some pain. However, he did actually travel to the game, but in the morning of the match decided he just wasn't ready to play, which was a big shame as well. But it shows a lot about the character, the fact he was willing to travel down to the South Coast to try and make himself available. And this was another significant problem. Morgan Rogers came off very early on in the game with a hamstring issue. No details as of yet as to how serious that may be and whether his season could be over. So, yeah, big shame for Aston Villa. But Unai Emery certainly positive afterwards as he tries to bring that team together, build that confidence, give everyone a boost ahead of what will be a huge night in the Europa Conference League midweek.
Yeah, it has been a great season for them in the Premier League as well, and now it is all about the fight for 4th place. Villa could have sealed Champions League qualification yesterday had they won before Tottenham's defeat, but no need to be too worried, do you think, Mark?
I don't think so. I think based on what Aston Villa have done so far this season, the fact that Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham are having a little bit of a wobble, and there is that 7-point gap at the moment. We know that Spurs do have a game in hand, though one of their 3 games in hand, one of their 3 games remaining this season is actually against Manchester City, who we know are fighting for the Premier League title. This is the race for the top 4 then, and as you can see, there is a little bit of a gap, 7 points. Those games for Aston Villa. Liverpool at home, which, again, Villa Park's been a tough place for teams to visit this season. Crystal Palace away, who've had a resurgence under Oliver Glasner. And then you can see Tottenham's games. Burnley home, fighting for their lives. Manchester City, again, trying to win the title.
Then they beat City and Arsenal the title.
Possibly so. That's going to be fascinating to see what happens on May the 14th. And then the final game of the season, Sheffield United away. If you were going to play anyone away from home on the final day of the season, you'd probably say Sheffield United, but Chris Wilder won't want his team to finish the season negatively. They want to try and pick up some more points and, of course, start next season now, effectively.